What's up? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about the reasons why my ex-girlfriend is a piece of shit. Now, I don't like saying the word girlfriend because it's very. I feel like she doesn't deserve to be on that title. Also, I don't like calling her ex because she doesn't deserve to be. She's not even valuable enough to be on that title. But I'm just gonna say it because people use those wordings. But basically, my ex, she was a piece of shit and she was a huge waste of my time because one, she's 28 years old, so she's my age. I'm 20, I'm turning 29, she's turning 29. First off, for the external, she doesn't have a car, she doesn't have her own place to live, she doesn't even have a fucking job, and she's on academic probation, and she's pursuing a fucking art degree. Like, that's gonna make her money, that's gonna take her anywhere in life, right? So before I met her, she was very depressed. um I think I asked her out one time and she told me straight up that she's not feeling the best version of herself. She has very low self-esteem and that she felt very depressed and stuff like that, and that she doesn't feel like going out. So I appreciate the honesty at first, but then eventually we kept talking and all that. Then eventually we had good chemistry. So then we kept talking and stuff like that. But prior to us talking, because we used to message each other all the time on the phone and stuff like that, right? And then when we would first time call each other, because we were long distance. She lived in California, I lived in Kansas. But when we were calling, she would yeah, we were calling. It was a good conversation. It lasted for about 2 hours. We were calling. The next following day, we had an argument because her first words, what she literally just said, "What can you do for me? What can you do for me?" And when she said that out the blue, that's when our argument started. Because I was like, "Who the fuck do you think you are? Like, you don't just talk to a man and tell him, uh, who the fuck do you think?" And you don't tell them, "What can you do for me?" To me and to other people, that tells you that you are a gold digger, that you use men for money or for resources, and that you use people. So no man with self-respect or boundaries would allow this type of bullshit for you to say some shit like that. So that's how our argument started, because you don't say that shit. Learn your communication skills. Even if she didn't intend to say that, you just don't fucking say that. You don't just say, "What can you do for me?" And how she said it was very weird. She said it at a very sinister way and stuff like that. I'm like, what the fuck is her problem? So then, um, yeah, so that led us to having an argument, and then she blocked me. She fucking ghosted me. She has a tendency to block me, to ghost me, and stuff like that, to cut communication because she's a dismissive avoidant. Now, what her problem is that when she cuts people off, when she blocks people, when she ghosts people like that, um people will take that the wrong way. So you will get so yeah, if you do that to people, you will get cussed out at, especially if you form a deep connection with them, especially over time. Yeah, you're gonna hurt someone. Then that's gonna cause someone to spaz out, to cuss you out, to go off at you like that. You know what I'm saying? Now with me, I feel like I kind of went overboard with it. I did cuss her out. I did call her names and stuff like that for her doing this shit. Because one, she told me, she asked me, what can I do for her? And two, she kept blocking and ghosting me like that. She wouldn't give me closure. So, and I've dealt with so many dismissive, avoidant, emotional, unavailable women for such a long ass time. So I was just fed the fuck up. So, so eventually it was a whole shit show. We were on and off like that. I had to fight for the connection. Long story short, we forgave each other. I always had to make new numbers just to call her and stuff like that, just to get a hold of her. Like that, I always had to fight for the connection. I spent most money of the fucking connection and stuff like that, because, and I had to uplift her. Right now she's posting a lot on her TikTok. She has a TikTok account. She's posting on her fucking Twitter. Um, she talks to herself on Twitter. She talks about shit. But before, I used to always do that shit. That was me. So it's weird how, like, she kind of took some of my traits, and she it's like she took some of, like, before she met me, she wasn't posted on Twitter. She did not post it on Twitter. She went ghost on Twitter. She didn't even have she barely talked on Twitter. She was barely active on Twitter. But now she was talking to me all the time. She's posting a lot on TikTok. She's putting herself out there. Um she's keep posting on Twitter and stuff like that. And before she was depressive and all that, I kept encouraging her to, hey, you need to make a TikTok. You have a lot of potential. You need to put yourself out there. Same thing on Twitter. And she kept saying she didn't want to do it. She was in denial and shit like that. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So then, but then it took for us to break up. It took for me to break up with her, for me to be fed up with her shit, for her not being self-aware, for being the same, for her not being emotionally present. And she kept playing a lot of mind games. She kept just a fucking immature, low self-esteem, insecure bitch, man. So then I had to fucking eventually break it off with her. And now all of a sudden she's posting a lot on TikTok. Now all of a sudden she's posting a lot on her fucking Twitter, man. These females, especially out in California, are just so goddamn mentally ill, man. What the fuck? So then, but yeah, what was I gonna say? But yeah, but then it's just weird to me how, like, ever since we broke up, she posts a lot on her fucking TikTok account. She posts a lot on her fucking Twitter. I'm like, motherfucker, you weren't doing that shit while we're together. We weren't doing that shit before I was interacting with you. Get the fuck out of here, you know? It's just weird. She wasn't even pursuing, she wasn't even taking her college classes seriously. She told me she was on academic probation. She kept failing her classes, even though she's not going in person and shit like that. She has no responsibilities. All she needs to focus on is schoolwork. But even then, she can't even capitalize on that shit with the easy ass degree and shit, with the useless art degree, whatever the fuck she does. So I'm like, whatever, dog. So but now I'm kind of all over the place. But while in our connection, I wasted so much resources on her. I spent over thousands of dollars for her to go to the airplane just so she can fly over and visit me. We hung out. I spent so much money on our dates because, again, she doesn't make her own money. And then that day while I was supposed to take her back to that airplane, so for her to go back to her hometown in California, because it's already been 2 weeks already, because I planned everything and I paid for everything. She missed her fucking flight. She missed her flight time. She missed it. And then before all that, I told her for her to double check her flight times, to double check her tickets. And she pushed that to the side. She kept fucking sleeping in my fucking bed. So I'm like, whatever. So I drove 2 hours to take her to the airport. She missed her fucking her airplane fucking traffic time, dude. No, her fucking airplane, her takeoff time. I don't know what the fuck it's called. So when that happened, you know, I was pissed because, like, I told her, so I warned her so many times to check her, to double check what time she's leaving, to double check her flight tickets and stuff like that. She didn't bother to do that, man. And even while we were together in person, you know, she kept playing mind games. She kept giving me a hard time to where I had to fucking leave her while we were in the same room. And then she had to hold me back from not having me to leave her because she has so many fucking abandonment issues and she started so many fucking problems and stuff like that. And then she later told me that I think she dated three exes, and 3 of her exes cheated on her or whatever, and either 1 or 3. And then she started crying and all that. And then I felt bad for her and stuff like that. But I'm like, God damn, no wonder why she acts the way she acts. She has low self-esteem. She doesn't fucking know herself. She doesn't take responsibility of her fucking actions or her fucking choices, you know. And then she likes to block people, ghost people, and betray people like people are fucking disposable. What the fuck's wrong with this bitch, you know? And like oh, this is some bullshit, man. She's fucking fake. And she done a lot more shit too. So like, so then I spent so much money on her. So then she gave me a hard time. I had to drive back. My car got damaged because it was snowing. Because the time I was supposed to take her out to go to the airport, that was the day of the snowstorm. So before the snowstorm happened, we would have been good. I would have been home safely. She would have been home safely. But no, she missed her fucking flight. And now I had to drive all the way back with a huge fucking snowstorm, man. So I'm like, God damn, dude. My car almost got damaged, man. It was dangerous. So then, what else? And then prior to that, I regret telling her my personal business because she's so stupid. She's so delusional. She thinks that the shit that happened to me, like my car being damaged because she missed her fucking flight, and I was willing enough and I was kind enough to have her stay at my place at the hotel, and to prevent her from staying in the airport for that long, and I prevented from kicking her out. I decided to make her stay at a hotel, so I had to spend more money. I had to risk driving at a fucking snowstorm, and I had to report to my army active duty formation the next following day for that shit. So I had to sacrifice all that shit. Okay, what else? I'm kind of lost track. But yeah, but so then again, she's so delusional. She thinks that because I damaged my car, because I got into trouble with the law for something I did that I've handled and that's out of my record because I handle my shit. That's no longer in my background. What else? And just other stuff I told her that's my personal business towards her that she's supposed to keep a secret. She said on Twitter that because people done me wrong to her, she thinks that people get their karma. And then she's subtweeting me saying that she's seen people got their car damaged, people who got in trouble with the law, people who, and the other shit that all the things I said to her, she's tweeting that shit. She's saying this shit on Twitter. So basically, she's subtweeting about my problems that I fucking told her. But she's so fucking insecure and she has low self-esteem. She thinks that, she wants to make herself feel good about herself because she feels so low about herself. She thinks that whenever I get mean to her or get angry at her, rightfully so, because of the shit she's not doing, she thinks that my shortcomings is due to my karma for messing with her. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I've never bullied you. I've never laid hands on you. I've never, shut the fuck up, dude. And it made me lost trust in her because she's the type of person to where if you tell her your personal problems, and if you two were to fall off, or if you were to hold her accountable or call her out on her bullshit, she would take that as an attack, and then she'll attack you, and then that's when a whole argument start, and then that's when a heated argument will start, and then words will be exchanged, and then she'll paint you as the villain, and then she'll talk down on you based on the personal shit you said to her. She done that shit not only on Twitter, but she done that shit on fucking TikTok. Like, she made a whole fucking video talking shit about me. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch, man? Like, there's something wrong with her fucking mental health. This bitch is fucking crazy. I'm like, god damn, dude. Fucking idiot, man. And it's just bullshit how, like, now all of a sudden she's posting all over on TikTok. She's putting herself out there and shit like that. And it's like, motherfucker, you were not shit before you're talking to me. And you're still not shit because you're still in the same position. Now you now you burned another bridge with someone that was important to you. And yeah, fuck you, dude. And now, like, she likes to discard people. She likes to treat people as being disposable. I'm like, you fucking idiot, dude. No wonder why your life is shit, because people who have mental health issues, people are so fucking narcissistic, people who don't look in the mirror, they don't see that they're the fucking problem. They don't. I'm not saying I was perfect in the connection by any means. I've made mistakes. I've done some things that I've regretted. But without a doubt, I can say that I've done my absolute all. I've done the best I can to help fix the connection, to help for me to improve my self-reflection, to take accountability and stuff like that. I've apologized. I took accountability so many goddamn times, man. But she kept perpetuating her bullshit, and I kept putting her shit under the rug, and then she'll keep doing the same shit that'll cause her fucking issues in the first place. She's so fucking arrogant, you know? So I'm like, god damn. And the reason why she's very arrogant, the reason why she does the shit she does, is because, like I said, prior to us meeting, she had people who mistreated her. She had people who cheated on her. She doesn't have a family. She still lives with her grandparents that they're not even related to her, that talk shit about her, that they don't even want her being here. Because she's basically a freeloader. She's 28, still lives with her fucking adopted grandparents. She doesn't have a fucking car. She's horrible with her finances. The time she told me she did work, the time she told me she had money, she spent all of her money at a fucking expensive ass car with high interest rate. Like, why the fuck would you do that? She bought a fucking Tesla. Like, you fucking idiot. Like, you know, why would you buy a Tesla? Like, she worked at Tesla, and I think she bought a Tesla car. No, it's either a Tesla car or like I forgot which car, but it was a very expensive car. I'm like, why would you spend that money if you're working at a job like that? At your first job, you can spend all that money on that. So eventually, she lost her job. She got her car towed, and so now she doesn't have a car. Most likely, she's in debt. Um, yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? And then, her, what, whatever the fuck her friend circle is, for some reason, she likes to tell about our personal business towards her friendship circle. Like, she cannot shut her fucking mouth because her friends will also play a role on why she should break up with me, or why she should leave the fucking connection and stuff like that. So not only she's a freeloader, she's bad with finances. She's too weak to face herself when it comes to emotional intelligence. She doesn't do the healing work. She doesn't have no type of ambition. She doesn't think long term. She doesn't face herself. And not only that, but she listens to her fucking friends regardless of what the fuck they say, man. So these women like that are very dangerous, and I'm staying the far fuck away from these women. I didn't know she was like that until the end of the connection because I put all the dots together. I was seeing shit while we were in the connection, but I kept giving her the benefit of the doubt. She's a piece of shit. She's a piece of shit, you know what I'm saying? So it makes sense though because people don't have shit going for themselves, and I gave her so many solutions on how to improve her life. I was the reason why she posts a lot on TikTok. She has a large following. Now she's always active on fucking Twitter and shit like that. She's more confident. Yeah, because of me, bitch. Like, the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm still doing better than her regardless. I'm still making more money. I'm still completing my college classes, you know. I'm still pursuing a degree. I'm good. Like my life is improving a lot, but I'm just more so pissed that I have to deal with all this bullshit, man. So I'm constantly going to therapy. I'm constantly doing the healing work because I'm just so fucking fed up on what the fuck she done, you know? This is like other people as well too. I'm like, these American women ain't shit, man. These American women are just fucking insane, dude. Especially around my age, around 20s to 30s, that these types of women are just fucking insane, dude. Like, goddamn, man. They're just so fucking arrogant, so fucking entitled. Most of them are freeloaders. They got nothing going on, and they like to discard people. They like to dispose people and shit like that just so they can boost their self-esteem, just so they can feel better about themselves. That's how low people think of themselves. I'm like, you fucking loser, man. So that's all I gotta say. Have a good one. Peace.